Assalamu alaikum. Today we will talk about ayat number 255 of Surah Al-Baqarah, which is also called ayat al-kursi. If you go to the translation, you will see that the ayah begins that no one is worthy of worship except for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now the question rises, why? And there are several reasons given after this about the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that why we should not worship anybody except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it begins that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-hayy, that means he's ever living, and not only he's ever living, but he's also al-qayyum, which means he's the one who's keeping others alive as well. So not only he is himself is alive, but he's the one who's giver of the life. Then, unlike humans who need to rest so that their broken cells can repair and they can get back to their life and work, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not need to rest and sleep. In fact, the word which has been used is ta'khuzuhu, which means to grip and take over. And you know that nothing can take over our Lord. Some religions, they used to believe that God needed to rest after he created the heavens and the earth. But this ayah, it negates it, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he does not need rest at all. In fact, he's free of all the needs, all the human needs that we have. Because he has called himself as As-Samad in Surah Al-Ikhlas, which means he is independent of all the needs. Then he says he owns everything what is between the skies and the earth. And he has the ultimate authority of forgiveness. Neither humans nor the angels have any authority of forgiveness except whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the authority. So all the other religions or all the people who believe that some specific saints or some specific prophets or somebody or some angels, they're going to negotiate on their behalf, they should know that it's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ultimate authority to allow them or to not allow them. His knowledge is absolute. So, not only that, but the knowledge of the humans and jinns is very much limited and it's imperfect because it's based on experiments. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that he owns the kursi, which has multiple interpretations, as we humans have a very, very limited perception and we cannot even imagine what the kursi means here. So the scholars and the interpreters of the Quran have told us that it implies that it is his knowledge, his kingdom, or maybe his arsh, as mentioned in the ahadith related to the Day of Judgment. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that he's never tired of what he's doing. Because, again, he is as-samad. He is independent of all the human needs. He's not only al-ali, which means the highest, but he's also al-azim, which means the greatest, the vast. His vastness is described in the word al-azim. Let's talk about the importance of this surah, of this ayah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari has narrated. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us in a hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari, because if I'll say narrated, that means that some sahabi has narrated. So I'm just talking about what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us. He said that if you recite after Farz Namaz ayat al-kursi, then that person will be under Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's protection until the next prayer. Everything has a hump, and the hump of Quran is al-Baqarah, and its hump is ayat al-kursi. This is also from a hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari.